We knew it was going to be bad. Whenever your weekend is set up against the Atlanta Braves, it's going to be bad. Pirates lost 3 in a row. Going up against the Atlanta Braves is like going up against the T1000. They lost 3 in a row. We're hoping we could get one win out of there. They came close yesterday with a 3-2 loss, but they lost 6-3 the other 2 games. So the Pirates have been handed a 3-game losing streak. The Pirates are still at 34-32. They are tied with Chicago Cubs for 3rd place in the NL Central. Unfortunately, the St. Louis Cardinals decided to start winning again. They've won 4 in a row. They're now in 2nd place. And the Brewers have won 3 in a row as well. Unfortunately, the Cincinnati Reds lost those 3 games against the Cardinals, and that brings them down to 31-33. 31-33 isn't a terrible record. It's just the NL Central this year is so good that does smart. They're 9.5 games back. The Pirates at 34-32 are 7.5 games back, tied with the Cubs. So the Cincinnati Reds share something in common right now with the Colorado Rockies. Both of those teams have lost 4 games in a row. The Colorado Rockies are now at a negative 99 run differential. If the Colorado Rockies lose 2-1 tonight, they go to negative 100 run differential. That is the kiss of death. The Pirates are still scoring way more runs than they're giving up. We were hoping that they would win one of those games against the Braves. They lost all 3. The Cincinnati Reds are tied with the Los Angeles Angels with their negative run differential count at minus 51. So if you're a Reds fan, that's a bit of a red flag. Your team is giving up way more runs than they are generating. Now, the St. Louis Cardinals are in 2nd place in the NL Central, but speaking in terms of the context of run differential, they're at negative 2. The Pirates are at plus 30. The Pirates have scored 30 more runs than they've given up, whereas the Cardinals have given up 2 more runs than they've scored over the season. So the Pirates, on paper, are a better team. Eventually, if the Pirates can keep generating more runs than they are giving up, they should be able to overtake the St. Louis Cardinals. We like the Blue Jays because they have the best logo in baseball. They have won 2 games in a row. They're 5-5 in their last 10. One of our favorite teams right now is the Colorado Rockies. They've lost 4 games in a row. That brings them to 24-42. So they dive down to a .364 winning percentage. They are 18 games back. Now, there are some divisions where you can get away with being this bad and still like being within 10 games, but not in the NL West. The Dodgers are just way too good at baseball. The Dodgers are 42-24. The Dodgers are the exact opposite of the Colorado Rockies. The Dodgers are 42-24, whereas the Rockies are 24-42. The San Francisco Giants did their service to the country by taking 2 games away from the Cubs over the weekend, so we thank them for that. The San Francisco Giants are at 27-39. They have a .409 winning percentage. They're 15 games behind the Dodgers. Good news for the Kansas City Royals. They won 2 games over the weekend, and the Tigers won a game too. Both the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals have really improved over the last 10 games. They're both 5-5. Both the Tigers and the Royals are tied for 4th place in the AL Central. So they're both at 27-39, so they both have a .409 winning percentage. If you're a Tigers or a Royals fan, you at least have the consolation of knowing that your teams right now are above the 400 level winning percentage. You do not want to dip down into the 300s. If you're in the 400s, you're still okay. The Tigers and the Royals have the same number of wins. They have the same winning percentage. They're both 9.5 games behind the Cleveland Guardians. The Tigers are a better team than the Royals. The Tigers' run differential is negative 24. The Kansas City Royals is negative 48. Kansas City Royals are getting dangerously close to Los Angeles Angels territory with their run differential. Los Angeles Angels are 25-41. They're at a .379 winning percentage. They have a negative 51 run differential. The Angels are 9 games back from the Mariners. The AL West was emerging to be one of our favorite divisions because every single team in that division was bad until a week ago. And then all of a sudden the Rangers and the Mariners just started showing up and playing baseball. Seattle Mariners are at a plus 29 run differential, so they're legitimately good. This is not a fluke. Philadelphia Phillies are 35-30, but they have a negative 19 run differential. They're punching above their weight class. If you're a Washington Nationals fan, you may overtake the Philadelphia Phillies. Cincinnati Reds are going up against the San Diego Padres, so they do have a chance to recover a little bit. We have a classic coming up this week, Houston Astros versus Los Angeles Angels. The Astros will be in LA. This is going to be a game to watch. The Houston Astros have lost 37 games, and the Angels have lost 41 games. Can the Houston Astros dislodge the LA Angels as the worst placed team in the AL West? We will find out.